see the doors and the little
And it grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world around him. What do we see in the picture that tells us it's a forest? Raise your hand if you want to share. Raise your hand. All right, what do you see?
I see the moon.
You see the moon. What do you?
And the trees.
And the trees. What do you see?
The grass.
The grass. Let's get 3 more friends. What do you see?
I see lots and lots of trees.
You see lots and lots of trees. Let's get the dude in the Spider-Man shirt right here. What do you see, friend? The leaves. All right, one more. Not everyone's gonna get it turn. No, you sir. What do you see? Plants and butterflies. So we see all kinds of hands down, please. Hands down, please. All kinds of things that show us that it's a forest. You guys. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed throughout night and day. Do you guys see the boat? Yeah, it's Max's private boat. It says Max on it, right? So he knows that it's his boat. Do you guys have your own boat that you sail out of your room? Yeah. Maybe in your imaginations, do you ever pretend like you're in a boat on an ocean? No. And he sailed in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. We see our first wild thing here. See our first wild And when he came up to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars. Everyone roar your terrible roars. And they gnashed their terrible teeth. Gnash your teeth. And they rolled their terrible eyes. Roll your terrible eyes. And they showed their terrible claws. So let's try that again. When I say those things, we're going to do them, okay? And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars. And they gnashed their terrible teeth. And they rolled their terrible eyes. And they showed their terrible claws. Until Max said, "Be still." Everyone say, "Be still." Let's try that again. Say, "Oh, let's keep our hands off our friends." Everyone say, "Be still." Let's see if we can try it. Let's see if we can freeze after we say it. Everyone say, "Be still." And he tamed them with a magic trick of staring into all of their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild of all things. Can you guys do that? Can you guys try to stare into my eyes? Let's see your big, scary eyes. Who can make the nastiest, scariest face? Beast. And they made him king of all the wild things. Now raise your hand if you can see how he's king. Raise your hand if you want to tell us how do you, oh, raise your hand. We'll wait till you come. Do you want to tell us how you know he's king? Her turn, her turn, her turn. You don't know? Do you know why he's king?
That's because he has a crown and a hat.
And a scepter? He has a crown and a scepter? Everyone sit like Max, like you're the king or the queen. Look around, put your nose in the air. Say, I am the king or I am the queen.
I'm
The king of all the wild things. Excellent. And now, cried Max, let the royal rumpus start. Everyone say, let the royal rumpus start. Let's try that again. Everyone raise your scepter up high. And say, let the royal rumpus start. Excellent. So good. So good. You guys are such good wild things. Oh, look at them. Okay, so let's see if we can describe some of them. What do we see? Raise your hand, raise your hand. What do we see on them? What kind of animals do they look like? Wait, I'm going to call on people who are sitting with their bottoms on the ground, who are sitting with their hands raised nicely. I like the way that you, friend, are raising your hand very nicely. What do you see? Tell us. Oh, you see King Max? He's like howling at the moon.
I spelled that.
What else do we see? What else do we see? You, friend, with the yellow cape on. That's pretty cool. Oh, guys, are we listening? Are we using our ears?
Throw to me. I see you.
His turn. Shh. One that looks like a duck? Yeah, this one that kind of looks like a duck. So I'm picking who's calling, who's sitting nicely. And remember, guys, when someone else is talking, we can put our finger over our mouth to help us remember to not talk, okay? That might help us. Alright, so let's get this friend who's been raising his hand. Everyone else, put your finger over your mouth while it's his turn to talk.
Like a child.
Oh, yeah. Lion and horn. So we got one with kind of duck-like body. We got one more. Let's get two more friends. You, man, have been waiting for this. Everyone else, put your finger over your mouth. Quiet. They look like monsters. They do. And one more friend. Yes, you, friend. Oh, you got that. You need to go to first aid. Sharp teeth. Everyone, let's roll our terrible eyes. Let's roar our terrible roars. Mash your terrible teeth. And just show your terrible claws. And da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Alright, do we see them all hanging from the trees?
Yes!
Do you guys ever hang from a tree branch? You ever try that? No? Do you guys ever pretend like a tree is... Do you ever talk to a tree like it's a person? Sometimes? What do you say to a tree when you're talking to a tree? Hi, friend. Excellent, very good. Let's see, what else do we have going?
I'll kill one time when I watched like it was like a pretend video. It was like it wasn't like a real tree. It was just like a big tree. And told her to go find a tree.
Oh yeah. And look at King Max riding on this dude. Whoa! Do you guys ever get a piggyback ride from somebody? Yeah. Do you ride that high up on their back like you're the king or the queen? Yeah, sometimes. Your mom or dad or older brother or sister ever give you a piggyback ride like that? So the Royal Rumpus is going on and Max said, "Now stop!" Everyone say, "Now stop!" Max said, and he sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all the wild things, was lonely. And he wanted to be somewhere where someone loved him best of all. You ever get lonely like that sometimes? Yeah. You get a little sad, right? You seem kind of sad. There he is. Then all around, from far away, across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of all the wild things. He gave up being king. Why? Raise your hand if you think you know why did he give up being king? Why did he give up being king? Because he was sad. Why else do you think he gave up being king? This friend over here, back there. Maybe he hurt himself. Yeah. He was feeling sad. He was hurting. He was lonely. He was sad and lonely. Why, friend?
want to be in the forest ever again.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be in the forest anymore. All right, let's keep going. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go!" Everyone say, "Oh, please don't go!" Everybody clap your hands together and say, "Oh, please don't go! We'll eat you up. We love you so." Let's try that. We'll eat you up. We love you so. Let's try it again. We'll eat you up. We love you so. The wild things didn't want him to go. Why didn't the wild things want him to go? They wanted to eat him up. They loved him. And Max, you're thirsty? All right, do you want to go get some water? Okay, go ahead. If you want to get some water, follow Mandalore. If you want to get some water, if you want to keep hearing the story, you can stay here too. The wild things. Here we go, everyone. Roar your terrible roar. They gnashed their terrible teeth. And they rolled their terrible eyes. And they showed their terrible claws. Hold on 1 second. But Max stepped into his private boat and he waved goodbye. Everyone say goodbye, wild things.
Goodbye, wild
Oh, like some of our friends. And he sailed back over a year. Can you sit something behind you? Can see, please? I'll answer you in a second. And he sailed back over a year, and in and out of weeks, and through a day. Do you guys see Max? Do you guys see him sailing back? He's sailing back. He's sailing back. And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. Look what's waiting for him. What is that? Is that his supper? It's waiting for him right next to his bed. You see his supper, his dinner, waiting on the table there? There it is, waiting for him. And you know what? His supper was still hot.
On my arm.
Who do you think brought his food for him?
Tied on my
His
arm.
mom. Even though they were mad at each other, his mom still brought him food. Right? And they realized, you know what, sometimes we get a little bit angry at people we love, but we have to make up at the end. Alright guys, why don't we do a potty break and a water break? Who has to go to the potty? Shake, see if you gotta go to the bathroom.